Hello and welcome back to the Looking Glass World. My name is Aradhana Mathews and today we are looking at the #1 most gifted book on Amazon, and that's IKIGAI. What we want to find out today is it worth the hype? IKIGAI has over 47,000 reviews on Amazon till date, and I've seen it all over bookstagram. Everybody's been talking about it. I had to take a look at it for myself and check whether it was really worth all that hype. So starting with the cover, it's a very pretty cover. As you can see, I like the light blue, the simplistic design. It's all very minimalist and highly aesthetic, so that's nice. It's also hardcover. You know, I love a good hardcover, so that's working in its favor as well. It is a very convenient pocket-sized book, so I can see why it's such a popular gifting choice. Pages have a pretty nice feel to them, and it's got a neat little bookmark ribbon. So overall aesthetics are pretty good for this book, but now we need to get into what's inside it, starting with its purpose. The book, as we can see on the cover, is all about the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. Now, the long life part is definitely accurate because a lot of the research that is showcased in this book has been done on centenarians, and lots of them. So it's definitely interesting to read about the lifestyles and the choices that these people made that allowed them to live for so long. Having said that, living to over 100 is not really a personal priority right now. So if that is also not something you're really looking at and it's not your goal to live a very, very long life and hit 100 and above, then the appeal of this book is somewhat diminished. Now, the second part is the happy life bit. Here is what I was curious about, because now in my journey as a reader, I have read a handful of self-help books, and one thing I've noticed is they tend to overlap a lot. And just common knowledge that you and I have heard growing up and are well aware of is that to be happy, there are a few basics you need to have in place. One being eating healthy, the second being exercising regularly, number 3 would be having good social relationships, and number 4 would be keeping yourself busy. Does this book give you anything beyond these basics? No, it does not. And that brings us to the subject matter. So I'm going to make this real simple for you and basically summarize the entire book by reading out the last chapter, where it gives us the 10 rules of Ikigai. 1, stay active. 2, take it slow. Basically, don't rush too much in life. 3, don't fill your stomach, meaning don't overeat. 4, surround yourself with good friends. 5, get in shape for your next birthday. 6, smile. 7, reconnect with nature. 8, give thanks. 9, live in the moment. And 10, follow your Ikigai. That's it. That's the whole book. You tell me, was that anything that you really didn't know? For me, the only thing that was interesting to see and that was truly new to me was this idea of Ikigai itself, sort of finding that balance between your passion, your hobby, your purpose. That concept is really summed up very nicely in a diagram at the beginning of the book, which I will share here for you. But that was honestly the only truly different thing that this book gave me. But if you're interested to read it, it does go into other topics like how to spend your time efficiently, how to break up your day into work and breaks and rest, and how to find that balance. It talks about diet in more detail and the broad basics that constitute a healthy diet, but keep in mind that every human body is different, so take that with a pinch of salt, but just generally broad guidelines that will help most people. And things like how stress works and how it ages you and the negative effects of stressing out too much in life, which a lot of us tend to do. Honestly, that's it. So if I were to go back and answer the question, is Ikigai really worth all the hype that it's been receiving? I'd say no. Having said that, it's not a bad book. It's more sort of a nudge towards a direction that we already know within ourselves, but it adds a little more motivation for you to adopt healthier practices, which will naturally then make your life better and more wholesome. Now comes the question that I've been debating, because I've seen mostly like 4-star and 5-star reviews on Amazon, and I've been thinking whether I should write a review with my honest thoughts on it or not. You know what? Let's do it together. So now that I've got my glasses on, let's go. Predictable, my God, I mean, it's what I feel. We're going with it. Let's go. Okay, we'll start with living that. Okay. My typing is not very good, so autocorrect Zindabad. Ikigai's primary purpose is to teach us the Japanese method to living a long and happy life. Lots of the research provided in this book centers around centenarians and the lifestyles that enable them to live for so long. Okay, now we get into the review part. Let's go. This book diminishes somewhat, which is exactly what I said earlier. And concluding remarks would be, overall, while the book nudges us in the right direction, it does not provide any groundbreaking revelations, making it a charming but predictable read. All right. So I have no problem with this book, but after a point of time, I realized that a lot of these self-help books, especially when the topic is happiness and living a healthy and happy life, they all tend to start sounding the same after a certain point. So you really have to balance yourself and figure out at what point to stop reading and start just doing these things. So let's head to Amazon. I'm just going to paste this here first and then see how many stars. 2? No, I think that's too harsh, so we'll do 3 stars. Seems about right. A review, and I think that's it. Submit. But that's it for today. If you have read this book, tell me in the comments, did you think it was worth all the hype or not? And if you haven't read this book, now you have a broad idea of what it's about, so you can decide for yourself whether you want to read it or not. Other than that, make sure you subscribe and drop me a like as well. And if you want to read short, interesting, informative articles, head to my website at aradhanamatthews.com, and you can also join our Instagram community at The Looking Glass World. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.